Good afternoon, DWR Randomizer, and welcome to Sunday coverage of Week 4 of the 2023 Dragon Warrior Randomizer Winter League. Today we got some Group 4 action with Vennicus, BeefSupremeTV, Ziggy, and Edge. Hi everybody, I'm DK9146. Alongside me in the booth today is going to be Juf. How are we doing today?
I'm doing super good. This is going to be an excellent race. We have 4 excellent, lovely players, and the flags are amazing, so this is going to be a good time.
No, I absolutely agree. We've seen some fantastic races so far this week, and I'm kind of hoping, maybe the runners aren't hoping this, but I'm kind of hoping we get a little something that pushes them over. I think the races have been a little easier than I was anticipating coming into this after doing some practice seeds, so maybe we'll finally find that seed that kind of gives these guys a little bit more of a run for their money.
What kind of run for their money are you hoping? A Cantlin start? Maybe Rimmeldar start? Something like that?
See, I'm looking for like that Hawksness start. I love Hawksness because there's only that one location south, but it's very far. How soon do you go down there? Does it pay off versus going north to all the rest of the locations? Stuff like that makes them have to think a little bit here.
And of course, starting with the desert around is always fun, especially when the enemies aren't that great. So we're going to see here what we start with. So far, we know pretty much nothing, except that the map is going to be, of course, vanilla. We expect our runners not to visit the shops for nothing. No window shopping today. Just go and buy what you want. Otherwise, it's going to be pretty much straightforward.
Yeah, exactly. We'll have a little divergence depending on start location and exploration, but these runners are going to come out here, get our equipment here real fast in the throne room. We're getting a fighter's ring right off the bat with some big gold to go along with that key that they're going to get in the back.
I'm kind of relieved this isn't a Nerdrick sword start, because that would have been a little bit too easy, but a fighter's ring is pretty good. It's fun to see both for the runners and for us, I guess.
No, absolutely agreed. Looks like we're starting in Breckenary. So Breckenary just castle moved a little east, and we have Hawksness right next door.
Well, you wanted to start at Hawksness, where it's as close as it gets, I guess.
Well, I guess they got me on a technicality here. So yeah, these hills north of here, we see Ziggy in the hills trying to get the encounters, although he's getting a great hero walk. Vennicus in the forest right there. But we'll see what kind of enemies these guys can get with their 9 attack power.
Drakies are great so far. They don't seem to have any nasty abilities, and the first level is pretty good as well.
Yeah, there we go. Levels coming, they'll start coming fast and furious here. Nice crit by Ziggy there to get another Draki down. No one trying to push with that gold to see if there might be a nearby town that they can buy something in.
Yep, nearest location is going to be Erdrick's Tablet, most likely. It's in the desert. It's a few enemy zones away, so it's still a bit risky, but I think we're going to see it pretty soon.
Well, here we go. Ziggy with another level, and we do have Vanilla Spell learning on, so he does get the Spell of Heal at level 3. We'll be looking for Hurt at 4 as well.
Yep, and he's going to heal inside the castle, which is, I think, a great choice. You have the heal spell, you have a bunch of money. You do want to get maybe that hand axe or chainmail.
Yeah, he's got that money opting to keep a hold of it here. Can't say I blame him. I know there's been some debate on whether Death Warping is the best method or not. Ghost on Vennicus' side, though, had Sleep and sends him packing.
Yep, Vennicus and Beef and Edge losing a good chunk of their money, but Ziggy's holding on to it.
Yeah, we see him taking on this Scorpion here. While it's hitting pretty hard and we're not, with those heal spells in tow, he should be able to get through this barring some kind of special at the end. Oh, that was a tough battle for just 7 experience. This week we do have consistent stats on, which means that the enemy's stats that they give for XP and gold may not quite be in line with what we see on standard. It can roll down a little, can roll up a little outside some special edges.
Yep, we might find some blue slime or red slime that's worth about as much as the Magician and the Scorpion. And we have Hurt and 8 attack power, so it's pretty good.
Yeah, looks like he's going to get himself another refresh here. We'll see if he decides to hang out here in these hills for a couple more levels. We do know Sleep comes at 7, and Sleep can be fairly important in this flag set. We'll see if he goes that route or if he's going to try and push now.
I'm not sure what enemy I would prefer finding on my way to the next location. Of course, that sleep, if Ziggy or any other player who wants to go there learns that spell before then. Some enemies are pretty vulnerable to sleep. We can think, of course, of the Stoneman and Magic Wyvern, but they're nowhere strong enough to fight those enemies right now. But maybe some Metal Scorpions?
Metal Scorpions could definitely be nice. So could this Wolf potentially if he plays ball. He does have baby breath, so this is a little dangerous, and Ziggy's going to take his first death. Yeah, right now that 6 XP slime that we see here in the next zone over that we just caught on Beef's screen, probably the simplest enemy. The Drolls rolled down to 8 experience, the Scorpions rolled down to 7, the Magician's down to 5, so nothing's really rolled up for these runners yet.
I was gonna comment on the Drolls being nice because they have stop spell, but they also have weak breath, so never mind.
Yeah, I just caught that on Vennicus as well, man. So that's 2 enemies in that zone that have baby breath with the Droll and the Wolf. So still going back and forth. No one really trying to push any type of exploration. All sitting and committed to this early grind.
Now,
So,
of course,
go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I was going to say 110 experience is what these runners are looking for level 6, 225 for level 7 in that sleep spell. Based on what we're seeing here, I have a feeling that seems to be the case with all these runners. They're looking for maybe that level 7 before pushing out.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. With those very fast experience flags, the levels do come quite fast. Of course, maybe they're not looking for sleep. Maybe they're looking for a bit more of power or hit points. But I think whatever that's very good is gonna come there, where they're gonna take and gonna run away with it, literally.
No, absolutely. Yeah, the stat gains have been fairly poor so far, with 30 HP being our top stat right now. So not a lot of ability to survive out on the overworld anyway. So I think the grind is a smart choice.
And yeah, Beta noticing in chat that BeefSupremeTV is gonna head over to the east of the map, looking maybe for Swamp South or Coal.
Yeah, he just kind of held up in these hills up here, and that line of hills he's on and going up is the north zone from zone 0. So getting similar-ish enemies that we saw to the west zone as well, but already over here, might as well stay.
And Ziggy Oop. I spoke too soon. Ziggy almost made it to the cave that's in the tablet cave spot. But no, Dragon said no, and a Golem almost said no to Edge, but he's got 1 tile left, and he's made it.
Wow, that Golem had to have rolled way down on that attack for him to survive that, but he makes it to the mountain cave. So we'll see if he can successfully navigate these rotated mirror dungeons. And
there's a Stoneman we wish we had sleep for, but Edge successfully ran away, and oh my goodness, got himself Erdrick's armor.
That is very, very nice to find this early. Lots of heal walking, best armor that you can find. Pretty much a necessity. So we'll see how long it takes these other runners to get there. The zone to get there is not easy, and then getting through the cave is also not easy.
And he just got the stones as well, so this is definitely a required cave, but of course I'm pretty sure everyone's gonna look there, one of the first places they look. And the token, oh, this is the Go Mode cave.
Evidently, wow, Jerkimo with DL2, going to not let him finish this cave up though.
Yep, that Erdrick's armor protection was just not good enough for the breath of the tiny flying thing.
So we're finally seeing that first bit of separation here. We knew it was getting ready to start coming here soon, 6 or 7, and we got all the runners starting to try and push away from that starting zone. But we see some nasty enemies around. There's a blue dragon taking down Edge, and Vennicus as well.
Beef making it to Vanilla Garenham, and it's gonna be a town or a cave, and it's a town. It's not only a town, it's the town. So it's Cantlin with all its wonderful shops, and of course the flame sword and the silver shield, which we're going to be looking for, most likely if we can find a gold grind, which I believe there might be if we do find keys at some point.
Yeah, keys definitely the limiting factor, as is the amount of gold that Beef had. He went in there with under 100 gold, so kind of looks around for a moment, picks him up a club, and heads back out onto the overworld.
Yeah, with those clubs, Cantlin is not just a shopping mall, it's a night, the nightlife is there as well.
Absolutely. So, man, Edge not getting good luck with these blue dragons at all. Gets sit packing by another one here. Ziggy heading back towards this cave, does successfully enter it. We'll see if he does opt to go through. He doesn't. Maybe wanting to wait for that radiant spell.
And BeefSupremeTV just got a metal slime that was worth something like 40-something experience points. So not that bad, I guess, for this point of the game, but it's nothing like the 255 that we would be hoping for.
Yeah, that's the consistent stats rearing its ugly head. Metal slimes get extremely nerfed. We see them in that 30 to 50 range typically. Other enemy that does get nerfed pretty hard is the golem as well, dropping from 350 down into around an 80 to 100 experience range. So those two enemies kind of want to keep off your radar if at all possible.
And speaking of the golem hitting hard, the golems have sleep. BeefSupremeTV just went to bed earlier today.
You never want to see that, especially on one of those enemies that can, while we still don't want it, he could still be any of our spike tiles. So we may have to face that thing yet.
Are you saying we should get the flute?
I'm not going that far yet. We haven't checked its stop spell resistance.
So Beef with the armor is gonna have a much easier time getting through that swamp to Swamp South and or Coal and or the Staff of Rain Cave, but that wolf is saying no, it's not over, but it's a tough fight. Okay, he's done.
Yeah, the wolf was a tough fight. Gave 42 experience, so rolled up ever so slightly there, as we're starting to see a little separation experience. Our top right, bottom left runners in the low 300s, the other two in the 200s.
Yeah, I'm liking what I see so far. It's pretty even between the runners. No one's out of the race for sure, and no one's got a huge lead. This is good. And Beef Supreme showing us a cave on Swamp North and Witch of the Grave, and there's a town on Swamp South.
Yeah, one of those little things that some people do overlook. Look across the water, whether you're on the second continent or the first continent, and check what those other locations are, just so you have a general sense of idea of what you're going to see when you get there. And here we see that rotated mirror dungeon rearing its ugly head. Beef walking all over this cave. I think he's got his bearings now. He's heading in the correct direction. We'll see if he can get to these 3 chests.
Yep, this is a good time to remind ourselves that Radiant is learned at a vanilla level of 9, so we're not there yet, but Ziggy will soon be. Maybe then he'll be more likely to go into the mountain cave and or somewhere else.
Yeah, I think that's exactly, because he noped out right away. Meanwhile, Beef did die to a werewolf that did have baby breath as well, just shy of the chest, so did not get any of those chests. And we have Edge heading south towards the Vanilla Mountain Cave.
And it's for the beautiful town of Coal, so we do have a search spot here, maybe with nothing, maybe with the sword, so let's see what it has for us today.
Wow, just a bunch of sadness and disappointment. You know, that's a nice play to go this direction here, and ultimately didn't pay off on this one, but he's going to top off, possibly continue his southwesterly exploration here.
Even if there was nothing on the search spot, it's still nice to have a healing town there, close to the Hawk's Nest location, and of course there's a shop with decent gear in there, and there's an inn that's not too expensive, so I guess you'd rather find Coal there than Stones of Sunlight Cave, for instance.
No, absolutely agree here. He actually lands to sleep on the Druid Lord, who has decent resistance to sleep here, but is going to successfully take it down for 62 in a level. Did see a town at Vanilla Hawks as well. And it's Breckenary. Another top-off town. That's about the only redeeming quality of Breckenary, since we have vanilla shops, not really selling anything worthwhile here.
So is he gonna try for Cantlin now? And yes, I guess he is. We do have a lot of locations left. Of course, the Rainbow Drop Cave, the Staff of Rain Cave, the Stones of Sunlight Cave. In terms of towns, I think, is there just Garenham left?
Garenham and Rimbledor, which is why we don't have those keys yet.
Right, I've kind of forgot about the keys. We found so much in Mountain Cave that it seems like we've found keys for a while now, but we didn't. And we have a nice, very nice 22 power boost on level 9, of course, with the Radiant spell.
Yeah, and now that Ziggy's got that level 9, he immediately starts walking away from that zone, heading back to the northwest. We'll see if he reattempts Mountain Cave here, and straight in.
And with the Radiant Cast, I can't blame him. And oh, the Stoneman has Stop Spell. So it, of course, with the probable good experience this enemy gives, this might be a good enemy to fight rather soon.
Yeah, absolutely agree. The Stone Man tends to roll up from its standard 155 as Ziggy does pick up his armor successfully and is heading downstairs. If he's successful down here, going to get at least 2 more items. We'll see if he can get these chests cleared.
We do have the Staff of Rain Trade-in Cave at Vanilla Coal, and Edge is now going to see what is at the Vanilla Staff of Rain Cave.
All right, we got Ziggy picking up his stones and his token here. Down in Mountain, he's got chest 5 left to go here, and we'll see if he can make it running out of resources.
Did someone pick up that 5th chest? I don't remember seeing it.
I don't think so. As of yet, I don't think anybody's made it down here, so we'll see if he can do so.
Some good enemies on the eastern part of the map. Of course, we've seen Knights and Magiwyverns.
Yeah, absolutely. Droll Magi, Druid Lord, all looking good. The Demon Knight's going to send Ziggy packing. He does get chest 5, which was just a torch.
And Beef finding Garenham. So this, in terms of shopping, allows him to buy apparently a copper sword, but there's also the large shield. That's a nice find if you have the money, which he doesn't right now.
So you know what this means now that Beef has cleared the northeast, and we don't have keys, and we don't have Swamp Cave, is someone's got to get all the way to Cantlin for either Rim with keys and an entrance into Swamp in the back of Garenham or Tantagel, or it could even be the Swamp Cave with Rim on the other side.
Those all sound like great possibilities to me, and I love them all.
Yeah, the only other option we have not gotten those top 3 chests and grave taken yet. We might get a loose key out of there. We'll see if someone is successful at getting through to that area. Well, after Ziggy picked up that Erdrick's armor, he did take a look at that leather armor. You know, it's pretty appealing, but opted at not buying it. Thank goodness.
Yeah, I think we've had enough of those Erdrick's armor sales for this tournament.
Yeah, the good news about this seed is they would be able to get the armor right back out of the mountain chest, but still a little bit annoying when you do pull that off. But let's see. Now we got Vennicus picking up his armor. We'll see if he can get down and pick up his other 2 key items. This cave definitely not free.
Of course, now that we have magic armor, we might be trying to find the even mightier large armor, but I don't think we've seen it in this tournament yet.
No, I love the large armor. That's what happens when we put LA on a screen and my brain doesn't work.
So I think Edge's stream has frozen a while ago, and I didn't see what happened, but apparently he didn't make it to the Vanilla Kentlin. He doesn't have keys, and he's going right back to the east of the map. But of course, it was more than expected not to make it, because it's a long trek, really.
No, absolutely, yeah. When he went south out of the Breckenary area in the Vanilla Hawksness, he ran into a werewolf that back attacked him and then also breathed on him and sent him packing. So yeah, didn't barely even make it south of Breck.
But he's about to get the 3 first chests in Grave. We have a Cursed Belt, which means there's something on the Cords and or Hawksness. And the Silver Harp. Oh, wow. So are we just missing the sword?
We're just missing the sword? Yeah, this is insane. The runner's got armor, all 3 key items. We know where the exchange for the Staff of Rain. We have not seen the jerk yet. But yeah, these items are coming really quickly here.
Hopefully the last 2 chests in Grave will contain some bonus HP, because I think that's what we're looking the most for here.
Yeah, HP, and unfortunately, like, if I was these runners, I think those other items are great, but I really want the sword. I know I've said this several times this week, but we don't get hurt more till level 19. So you want offensive firepower as best as possible, and you see we're rocking copper swords around. Vennicus doesn't have anything lit up. I don't know if he's bought anything or not, but yeah, copper swords versus Erdrick sword would let you take on a ton more than you can currently do.
Yeah, or even the flame sword. You could grind for a while with the flame sword if you find a good spot and or a good spike tile, and hope to find the sword somewhere in a difficult area, maybe in the Rimmler chest. But otherwise, yeah, you want that power, you want it now.
Absolutely. So we'll see who's the first to be able to successfully get down south. At this point, Beef has a lot of knowledge. As does Edge, as far as locations go. Vennicus has kind of been around here, but Ziggy's mainly sat and grinded. He's went northwest and hasn't moved since, trying to build up this experience at this point.
Yeah, Ziggy's almost got the double of the experience of Edge, and there's Beef, whose level is pretty close to Ziggy's. He's 11 as well, behind by about 400 experience points. So it's a nice experience lead.
No, absolutely. Nice MP on that one, especially. Got another 18 MP at level 12, which is pretty big. We've seen a lot of heavy HP levels so far for this week, and HP actually our biggest legging stat now at only 55 at level 12.
Yeah, we got some orange stats already. Agility, MP, and defense power are not bad, but we are looking for that power, really. The hurt spell can only get you so far.
Yeah, exactly. Hurt. Yeah, I mean, you can sleep and hurt things down. You can even sleep and hurt some big things down. It's just very resource intensive and time consuming. We got Ziggy going to come down to this bottom shop here. Let's see what he's wanting to buy. That broadsword, I'm assuming, and he does. So he upgrades his weaponry here.
Yep, so he's got the most offensive between all our 4 runners right now. He might be able to take on some of the bigger enemies. We've seen some deaths to Magic Wyverns, but he might be able to take some on.
Yeah, with that sleep, the Magic Wyvern should go down most likely in 2, could be 3 swings. They did roll 86. Knights rolled up a little bit, I believe. Oh, thanks, Beta, putting that in chat. 94 experience. So there are some good enemies he can now take on pretty comfortably.
I wonder if Ziggy has forgotten about finding Erdrick's armor. He just went around that swamp on the way to Mountain Cave. But
that's hilarious. I just was paying attention to that too. I was just thinking to myself, I don't think Ziggy wants, even though he's not going to get damaged, he just doesn't want to get it all dirty.
What's most important, I guess, is that he doesn't sell it.
All right, we got Vennicus in the grave here. We're going to get his harp here in a moment. Find out that no loose key exists though here, and Ziggy gets the bad news about Cole and is continuing southward from here. We'll see if Ziggy and or Edge can make it south. Actually, Beef's over that way as well.
Yeah, with the NP that Ziggy has, I think he's feeling pretty comfortable, at least trying.
Oh, that was brutal. Beef took on a werewolf because it's very heavy baby breath, and with the resist that the armor gives, was in range to kill it, and found out it has heal more on the back end.
That hurts very hard. Edge has managed to put a green dragon to sleep, which is nice. And finding a goldman as well, one of those enemies that's almost assuredly, yeah, giving nice experience points. 89 today.
Yeah, not going to turn down a 2 to 3 shot goldman that doesn't hit very hard for 89 experience for sure.
And it's officially a race between Ziggy and Edge to Cantlin. Well, Vanilla Cantlin.
Yeah, first Ziggy also taking on that werewolf, also finding out about that heal more on the back end. Yeah, they're pretty much in lockstep down here for sure. Beef's in a little bit of trouble there, but does heal up out of it. Vennicus, meanwhile, is in the northeast, going to get his knowledge up here of Garenham. Not much he can do with it right now without a key, though.
And Beef got over that night with the sleep spell, which is indeed a very powerful spell when you're this weak in terms of attack power.
Yeah, unfortunately, Edge, Rogue Scorpion got the better of him there in that battle, sends him packing not too far away from that area that we know the runners have to get to at some point here. We'll see ultimately what location lands here, either Swamp or Rimmelder. We know it's one of those two.
And looks like Beef's in the lead right now to get to that area, but it's not over. There's a few ties left, and this is going to be Swamp.
Yeah, we'll see if it's Swamp north or south. Fantastic. No key access on, or this is tablet has to have a loose key at the bottom then.
Oh, and Dragolf in the chat, thank you very much, reminding us that there is a town at the Swamp South location, which is definitely Rimildar then.
Wow, so this is tablet. It has to have a key. It's the only place we haven't looked yet. So it has to have a loose key here. So no easy way back from here either, unless these runners have picked up some wings, and there's the key.
Which means that Swamp is in Garenham, and then Rimildar, it might be right, is not Vanilla, is in Swamp South, which means the Rainbow Drop cave is either in the Stones of Sunlight spot or the Rimildar spot.
Absolutely. So now we see the difference in the grinding. Ziggy with level 13 had the spell of return, was immediately able to cast return, go back to the castle, is going to be the first of our runners to get some additional keys and also show us what is in the Tangible Treasury.
And Jake Hopper is asking, why is Swamp Intangible being dismissed? Because we forget about it.
Because we don't want Swamp to be that easy. We want them to have to go all the way up to the Vanilla Staff of Rain Cave to get through. But, well, here we go. We're going to get 4 checks real fast. We got the Dragon Scale in the top left. Bottom left had some wings. Middle, Erdrick Sword.
Well, here we go. We might not see Rimildar after all.
Yeah, Ziggy doesn't even check the basement. Immediately starts walking here. Let's see what he's opting to do. He still needs the harp. Has not gone east yet to find out that the harp is at the top of the grave. Looks like he's going for a coordinates check.
But we're not missing anything, aren't we? Except maybe the Death Necklace?
Yeah, Death Necklace or Flute. If we get coordinates, it's one of those 2 items for sure. And honestly, Death Necklace not looking very plausible right now with that 57 HP at level 13.
But of course, Ziggy hasn't found his harp yet, so for him it probably makes a lot of sense.
Oh, absolutely agree. I think this is a very smart play from his perspective. So we got 63 south, 32 east. Definitely going to be on the second continent here. Actually not. Taking a look here, that's going to put us back down by the Tablet Cave, which is kind of nasty.
This is 63 south and 32 east. Given that Tantagel is at Breckenary, I think this makes the spot very close to Cantlin. Am I wrong?
No, you're absolutely right. Yeah, down by where the tablet cave was. So he would have to make that trek all the way back down there. Yeah, that's going to be disgusting.
Sorry, I kind of forgot that it wasn't Cantling that was there. It's Vanilla-ish, everyone, not Vanilla.
Yeah, no worries there at all. So we got Ziggy. He hits return immediately. Looks like if this NPC plays ball with him, he's going to try and see what's underneath. Oh, he's going to have to reset this.
Meanwhile, Beef Supreme gonna check what is in Hawksness. If there is, there's a red dragon, which if you get more HP and or heal more, it might be a great grind. We don't know if it gives a great amount of experience yet, but we do know we don't need what's under it, if anything.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, red dragon, not a bad grind typically, but with heal more not coming till level 17 and the HP not coming till at least level 14, the game is being trolly. Meanwhile, in the basement of Tantagel, we have the freebie cave with the empty in it, so that was an herb. So that does mean that swamp north or south is in the back of Garanham.
I can only imagine the disappointment for that old man to dedicate his life to guarding that treasure chest for the hero, and the hero's like, oh no, sorry, I have too much of these already.
Yeah, throw the herb down on the ground. I can't take this. Game says I can only have 6. But the good news for Ziggy, and I think this played really well for him, because he was going to go through Swamp and find out the whole second continent, which we don't need to deal with yet, prior to coming east. But because he has to come east, he's going to find the grave. We'll see if he does opt to check those top 3 chests, which we know he wants to do, but does he know he wants to do?
The very good news is that there's no way he's gonna dive beyond the first 3 chests, so that's a great time save for, well, most likely everyone, in fact.
Yeah, absolutely. We got Vennicus trying to do his waltz down to get to the tablet cave, which will reward him with his key as well. Yeah, Ziggy fires up Radiance, immediately starting to try and walk that direction.
Meanwhile, Beef is getting his pieces of the puzzle in the mountain cave. He's got the Erdrick's token and looking to complete the rest of the cave.
Yeah, we're starting to get down into it here, where we're going to figure out where they want to start grinding here soon, and pick up these missing levels and ultimately try and get to at minimum 17, which is what's going to be needed for ghost stats at minimum.
Yep, if we do have ghost stats at level 17, that means the next levels will be will give a lot of HP, because so far our average is not very good on that on that end.
Yeah, absolutely agree. Ziggy gets that harp immediately outside, doesn't even bother with the 3rd chest, so he clearly does not care about anything else. So I think that means we most likely will not see him return down to find out what is on those cords. He's going to immediately pick up his Staff of Rain here and be ready for the jerk, which we know is on Continent 2 somewhere.
Yep, it's grinding time. So we haven't seen of course, the spike tile in the Swamp Cave. We do know it's a red dragon in Hawksness. Hawksness has the great advantage of being very close to Tantagel, which means easy healing, but maybe the grind will be better still in the Swamp Cave.
No, it's very possible. Meanwhile, Vennicus is in a similar situation, just hasn't picked up the sword yet, but has found a little zone he likes down here by this bridge. The one problem, he's grinding in the forest tiles instead of on the hills tiles, which would have a higher encounter rate for him.
Now I wonder if Ziggy's gonna even open those chests. We do have the Fighter's Ring and the Dragon Scale already, so he's hoping for either for the Death Necklace or the Flute. And we get neither of those.
Yeah, he gets his key back, which we'll need at least one more key to get back through here at a later date and time. But we'll see if he just opts to go through Swamp South. So we'll see if he just decides to outside or does want to check this spike.
Rogue Scorpions giving 81 experience points. It's a very nice enemy right now.
No, agreed. And that's exactly what Vennicus was sitting there grinding on in those hills. Rogue Scorpions, Drew, and Lords. Oh, we have a Red Dragon in the Swamp Cave. And our 67 agility is not playing well and had 1 HP but doesn't survive.
Yeah, surviving to 1 HP and then dying is even worse than being hit for 72 by, by a bad DL2 breath. But oh well, Ziggy now knows that the grind is the same in Swamp Cave and Hawk's Nest, so he's heading straight to Hawk's Nest to fight some of those red gems.
No, he didn't know about the red in Hawks yet. That's the first time he walked over there, and he noped out of that right away.
Right, my bad. So if he's not going on the Swamp Cave Spike Tile nor the Hawk's Nest Spike Tile, then where is he gonna grind?
And this is the fun part about this type of race, is exactly did you pay attention to what's where and what do you want to fight on?
So we do know about the Knights and Magiwyverns, which were pretty good. There were Stonemen some places as well. Maybe he remembers one of those places.
Yeah, exactly. Well, this northeast or northwest, he was here before, and that's where he's kind of at right now. And meanwhile, Edge has made it through Swamp Cave and came out in Vanilla Rimmler, which means that we know the Jerk is at its vanilla location. He's heading south to try and do his turn-ins.
Oh, it seems Ziggy has changed his mind about the northwest of the map, returning home and back to Hawk's Nest. But he got level 14, which gave him a nice hit points boost. He's at 74 right now, which might be enough to kill a red dragon.
Yeah, attack power coming along. He's up to 128 with that 86 attack, or 86 strength. Agility's coming along. The HP's still the lagging stat, but with the red dragon and baby breath here, maybe not a bad 3-shot. Only 163 though.
Well, 163 is still better than no 63.
Yeah, and it's on a repeatable killing enemy here, right? So we got repeatable enemies, 160 something. We're 3-shotting pretty decently. If we have to reset for a new MP, we're literally right next door. I don't hate this play whatsoever.
Yeah, I agree. It's a great play, and I don't think he searched the the search spot in Hawk's Nest, which I can't blame him really. The flute or the death necklace. If you realize by level 17 that you have a super high HP boost and you do want the death necklace, then you can just go back and kill one more red dragon and search the spot.
Well, Vennicus just gave us some news. He's at 13 trying that, and the red dragon also does have heal more.
Ziggy finding out about it as well. We do have a stop spell, I think. We learned stop spell at level 10, so maybe, yeah, maybe we will try it someday, but today is not the day, said Ziggy.
Yeah, I think the issue here is with the low HP, you basically have to 3-shot it in order to win, even if you do get the baby breath thrown in there periodically. So if he takes the turn to do the stop spell, might not have enough health left to get the kill in.
Yep, it's not a great feeling to not have a good grinding spot. You do know some of these runners will remember where they find the great enemies. They will go back and maybe have more experience than you. So it's not a fun feeling.
No, agreed. So Vennicus immediately abandoned that grind. Still quite a ways away here. Still from 14, needs to get to 3750. But Ziggy does throw the stop spell down and has been successful in it. So looks like that's the strat he is going to go and just hope for lots of baby breaths.
Vennicus reminded me right now that there are what am I saying? Axe Knights very close to the desert near the Vanilla Coal. I'm not sure we've defeated one, so I'm not sure how much experience points they give, but those might be a decent grind.
I tell you what's the decent grind. Edge with that wizard. The wizard given 166 experience is absolutely insane, and Edge has about a 600 point lead here, grinding just by that vanilla jerk location.
Yep, those wizards don't are pretty good. I mean, for an enemy you can defeat in usually 2 hits, and yeah, with that 45, that 45 attack is hitting very hard.
All right, so let's take a recap here. We got Ziggy grind and go. Just has to pick up his rainbow, which he knows has to be on the way to Sherlock, one way or the other. The bad news, he's going to have to go south there first. The good news, we have a top off in Rim if he is so inclined and needs to do so on the way back. We've got Edge mostly in grind and go, but still has to get back to the treasury to pick up his sword, evidently. Has evidently never made it back inside the Tangible treasury, but will eventually get that. I will hope. We've got Beef about to pick up his rainbow. We'll see if he figures out about this same zone here or not. And Vennicus is looking to possibly go through Swamp, but maybe not. I don't know. He went in the back of Garenham and then came back out.
We do have really good strength right now at level 16. Agility is very good as well, not exceptional, but I think at this point we're just waiting for heal more and HP. I don't think we're gonna see a silver shield. The gold, even if there is a gold grind, I think there was. You don't need it right now unless you're maybe super tight on the HP.
No, I would absolutely agree. I think that's something that you wouldn't want to even waste the time at this point on. I did play the instant replay. Did confirm Edge did pick up his Erdrick sword a little bit ago before he got down here. So yeah, he's already fully grind and go at this point. Then so Edge kind of in the driver's seat here with Ziggy right behind him. The other two got a little bit of work to do to get caught up here as far as the experience goes. Yeah, and we can see the power of this location that Edge came across. Edge and Ziggy were about 500-600 experience apart at one point now. Now Edge with about a 1,600 experience point lead. So rapidly growing here, although Ziggy is trying an alternate location now.
And I'm not sure where Beef is at right now, but he's found a Stone Man. So this might be a way for him to come back. And the Stone Man gives 233 experience points.
Yeah, it looks like maybe in the Swamp Cave, walking back and forth. Is possibly where he's at. It looks like a long hallway, at least.
Yeah, Druid Lords, the Demon Knight giving over 100 experience points, and of course the Stone Man. This, of course, the encounter rate is not that great, but the enemies are good, so I think he's gonna stick there for a while.
I do agree with stick with the grind, for sure. Edge just absolutely did a fantastic job at identifying the enemy set that he was seeing on the way to the Jerk Cave, and it's benefited him greatly. As we've noticed, Ziggy hasn't even gone through Swamp, so he's working with what he's got available. But you know what? I don't mind that grind up there. Some fantastic experience enemies there, along with that Stone Man at 230 something there coming along periodically is not too bad at all.
Yeah, and we found a Rogue Scorpion as well. So I think the lowest paying enemy is the Druid Lord, which is okay. I mean, if you find Rogue Scorpions and Stonemen amongst them, then yeah, I think it's worth it.
No, absolutely. So we got Edge to level 17. Just a smidge short on the HP counter so far here. Only 83 HP at level 17. So let's see what he opts to do. Looks like he is walking towards Sherlock nonetheless.
The MP is pretty good, and with that attack power, the Dragon Lord is not going to be a long fight, but 83 is not much. You're going to need the Dragon Lord to hit you with a relatively weak attack, so you don't have to heal more, and I think he's gonna fight going down.
Yeah, that's kind of dangerous right now with the low HP especially. We're not defense breaking any enemies in here, but we'll see. You never know. Oh, he's just going to grind the top zone evidently here. Jake Cooper in chat saying, I can confirm I would not fight the Dragon Lord at this HP. For those that may not be aware, Jay Cooper famously won a race a few years back against Nest Cardinality, diving at 88 HP, which is insane. But he did have some complementary stats to offset it.
Yeah, we don't have those right now, so if Jay Cooper says no, then it's no.
So just for those that may not be aware, as we're looking at tournament implications as well, 3R runners are absolutely safe this week, regardless of finish order. Vennicus, Ziggy, and Edge. Edge most likely locks up at minimum a play-in race, if not already in the tournament based on a win today. Ziggy would auto qualify if he gets the W, as would Vennicus. But Beef down at 6.5 basically needs the W, so we'll see if we see any anything, if we have a borderline level such as, maybe the next level only comes with 94 HP or something like that, if that might be a level Beef wants to try and press.
Yeah, with those spike tiles that aren't that great, you're gonna want to dive ideally as soon as possible, but you don't want to make it too much of a risk. And really, it's not an easy decision. If you dive and you fail, then you've just lost the time you could have taken to grind up to 2 more levels, which is more than enough to win the game.
No, absolutely agree. Even without the spike tiles, we see the experiences coming very quickly here. We'll have to try and keep an eye on Edge. We've seen a lot of stream twitching and glitching here, so I'm curious if we might even see he might even be further ahead than he's showing here. Because I have a feeling we probably have some stream delay going on with him.
And next level is level 18 at 9,500 spring. Whoa, wait, never mind. Edge just got level 18.
Yeah, level 18, still not looking like it. 87 HP. Oh, good grief. Yeah, the HP went into the other 7 races we've had this so far, because pretty much all those races have been doubleless.
Well, next level, we're gonna get Hurt More at 11,000 experience points, and this might sound ridiculous, but you have to be careful with Hurt More, because with this seed you've been grinding for a while with just Hurt More as the last spell on your list, so you don't want to Hurt More the Dragon Lord by accident.
No, absolutely. That's the worst case place to do it. Maybe do it when you're fighting this red dragon, if Hurt More comes at 19 and we still need to grind, but definitely don't do it on the Dragon Lord, please.
Yeah, well, Edge is fighting Axe Knights and Stone Men on that second basement of Sharlock, so not a bad decision, I think, going in there.
Yeah, so where are we at with him right now? He's at 10,450 on the experience, so he's got to get to 11,000 for that next level. Yeah, so basically the only change that we've seen, at least with the 3 runners that are pressing the grind and go modes here on the bottom and the top right, is Beef has continued with this cave grind. Edge has started walking down in Sharlock, maybe hoping for that huge level 19 to offset the lack of MP, because he's down to 10 heal mores, but still serviceable if we get some HP and maybe a smidge more on the strength here. And meanwhile, Ziggy with the heal more in tow has moved over to the red dragon.
And Edge is getting level 19 with 3 power, 1 speed, 24 HP, and 9 magic points. So there we go. We are... is he even going out? We've got 10 heal mores, and he's got... no, never mind. He's going to fight the Dragon Lord. Yeah,
10 heal mores coupled with 142 attack, absolutely winnable at this point. We'll see if he can safely make it down there. 85 agility, a really good spot as well, potentially. So should be... barring having to blow some more resources here, in a really good position. Fantastically played so far by Edge here in this race.
And I have to say, Sharlock hasn't been, of course, has provided great enemies for experience points, but it didn't seem to have any bad wombo combo enemies. Have we even seen enemies with DL2?
I saw one DL2. It was from an inconsequential enemy, and I don't remember who it was anymore. That's how little I cared about it. But the spike, another red dragon.
Not a problem. Just gonna use some herbs if he does have some of them. And nope. Well, he's just healing, heal walking.
Yeah, this is when the Dragon Lord's yelling at him, "Thou art a fool," before becoming a fool. Heal walking can be beneficial, but man, it can be scary as heck. But there we go. Declared a fool. We're into the Dragon Lord fight. Definitely a 52 to start with a stop spell. My goodness. We're gonna have a little trouble seeing what his damages are here with the connection issue here. But in a heavy favorite spot right now, so would need terrible rolls and or a miss menu at this point to be a fail.
Yep, I think he's got it in the bag. He's getting hit. It would be surprising to see a double, but it might happen. He's got 11 past 100 HP, so it could happen, but he doesn't need it.
Yeah, the rolls that we've been seeing so far are looking really well. 10 to 21 range on him, so a little low on that one, but we still got 5 heal mores in the tank, and things have been coming along well. Like I said, oh, there's a nice 20, so should be seeing that that W here any moment.
And of course, with level 19, we do have all the spells, so we will be able to return home without walking all the way back home.
I see Ball of Light on there. Get those GGs out for Edge. Going to come in first place today. Very, very nicely done by Edge. That's going to put him up to 14 points with a minimum 1 point next week. Guarantee at least a play-in race. So GG's Edge. Very well run.
Sub 50, very, very good time. So congratulations to Edge. Now we will be watching all the three other runners. Beef has about 9,000 experience points. Ziggy about 10,000. So they're both fighting for second place here. Ziggy with a slight lead, but you never know. He doesn't have the rainbow drop yet. Hasn't been on the second contendant really. So it might go one way or another.
Yeah, he's got to hopefully remember when he went to the grave that he saw a town to the north, because when he comes out of Rim, if he remembers that town to the north, he'll know he needs to go south. But that's been a little while, and sometimes, you see another runner just finished, now you feel a little bit of pressure. Is 19 going to be the level, or am I behind, or something of that nature? So, lots of thoughts can start running through your head. And we see all three picked a different grind spot now. Beef went to the Red Dragon. Ziggy said, I'm done with the Red Dragon. And Vennicus finding this little two-tile strip right outside of the swamp cave here that he's been finding some good enemies on.
Yeah, and those are desert tiles, so enemies are bound to come quickly. Of course, I see Ghost and Wolf Lords and Wraith Knights, so maybe not the best.
Yeah, it's not been great enemies, but he's mainly been able to save on the resource piece and just must not have found a better zone, unfortunately. So he's sticking with what he's got here. And here we go. Ziggy's going to get 19, find out the good news that this is a clear go mode, and we'll see how quickly he can get into position to take down that Dragon Lord.
Oh, but Vennicus finding Stone Man, so I now understand why he's fighting on those desert tiles.
Yeah, he has two options here if he's wanting that Stone Man. Either repel, and you're going to repel the rest of the enemies, and you're just going to have to wait for the Stone Man to show up, or with the fast tech speed hacks, just knock through all of them. It's almost inconsequential on the time lost, and just bust through it all and just gain all that extra. So here we go, Ziggy getting up to Garanham here. Hopefully still has keys in tow, and we'll get through, have to do, well, he's going to top off some herbs and such in the first place here, but got to do a little bit of homework left, but with all that added MP and the levels, he should have a pretty straightforward time here in Charlotte.
Meanwhile, BeefSupremeTV is hanging over to Garanham and the Swamp Cave, so he's getting pretty close to level 19, which we know will be the go mode level. And I wonder if he's gonna try to get that level on the way or before the final heal in Garanham.
Yeah, I mean, I don't hate this play, especially if you feel that the next level might be the go level. You're nearing it at this point. He's 800 away. Although the slime, I don't think is going to be the way to the level.
And Ziggy, remembering that there was a town on the Swamp South location, he's heading straight over to the Rainbow Drop Cave, and then to Sharlock.
Yeah, we'll see if he feels the need to top off his MP here at level 19, or if he'd rather just keep what the 103 he's got and start diving.
This fast text is something amazing, really. I just saw Beef run into a gold man, and I don't even think I saw the attack from Beef, and the gold man was dead.
Yeah, it's crazy. It can wreak havoc on our trackers. It's hard for us to see, but it's fun as heck to watch. But with the Dean, we have today's winner, Edge, joining us in the booth. GG's Edge. Very well played. How you feeling?
Completely and utterly unexpected.
So we had very similar starts for basically everybody with the early grind, but kind of a little divergence, but everything kind of came together. The game dumped everything on you guys except for, Keys all the way down in the Tablet Cave at Vanilla Catlin.
Yeah, I was very surprised that Keys were going to be that far out, and then Grimoldar being on the other side. I'm going to be honest, that dive at the end was not slated at all to be a complete finish, and then HP and not having to use too much MP inside of Sharlock really just, yeah.
And you could kind of tell that because you started out with a top floor grind, and then at a certain point you just started walking, and that's when I said if the next level comes with enough, this might be the thing, and then bam, 24 HP, a little bit more strength and agility, and 10 heal more still in the tank.
Yeah, and Red Dragon's only using breath more, and the ridiculous heel walk in front of the Dragon Lord was a little crazy, but all in all, I was not expecting to try and run that through like it was. Just kind of happened.
Yeah, I think Chad put it that you were establishing dominance in front of the Dragon Lord, so I take that as a W on that one.
Okay, I could definitely see that as could be a thing, but it was real nice that the grind spot that I could find, the wizards and green dragons were not too insane with any abilities, and it was kind of nice with the experience, so I was just kind of like, well, this is a good grind here, and then to find that stonemen were just really, really nice.
No, absolutely. So an update on the other runners. We got Ziggy about halfway down right now, completing his dive here at level 19. We've got Beef just topped off in Rim, also at level 19. And Vennicus is going to be just behind, grinding that just outside of the Swamp Cave here on these Stonemen here. Just needs one more Stoneman to put him in level 19, and we'll see him diving as well. So all three runners could potentially be in Sharlock at the same time here. So the one question I have for you, Edge, gosh, I just looked at the wrong thing. The win today guarantees you at minimum a play-in race next week, as you are at 14. That would give you at least 15 after next week. How you feeling about that?
I am glad to be on the inside looking out, I guess, or just barely on the inside looking or outside looking in, whatever you want to say it. It feels much better than it was last year, being 1 point off and waiting on one person to finish third or fourth. So it feels way better.
Yeah, very nice. And with that win, if Ziggy can pull off this second place, going to be in the exact same position at 14 after week 2 here. Just murderizes that red dragon, no issue at all. 13 heal mores. This is completely free, barring this menu at this point.
And I mean, I gotta say, both of all three of these runners, I was really skeptical coming into this race because these guys are amazing in their own right as well, and I'm just happy to have done as far in as they did.
Yeah, this was a really fun race to watch. All of you went to level 6. No one left the starting area. Everybody stayed there, went to level 6, and then immediately all of you ran out onto the overworld. And that's when all of the fun and divergence started happening. All the enemies popping up, killing people, people making it through to the armor early where others didn't get to that cave till much later. Some going southwest, some going northeast. So that's when the true fun of the seed started to come together for everybody. All right, so rolls on Ziggy so far. I haven't been counting, but I've been seeing some decent numbers. Should be seeing that win here in the next couple swings. We do have Vennicus into the top floor in case anything does go wrong with either of these other two dives poised. But just a few floors behind Beef Supreme. But yep, there's that W. Get that GG out for Ziggy. Going to finish second today's race.
Yeah, I was crazy happy finding that armor like super early. I was really concerned with magicians having hurt very quickly, scorpions punchy, and wolves having baby breath. It was kind of how are we going to play this?
Yeah, some of those early enemies were interesting. Low experience too on multiples of them. A lot of those those early enemies rolled down for whatever reason.
Yeah, but GG's to Ziggy. What an amazing run. And GG's everybody else because it looks like everybody else is coming to a pretty quick close here.
Absolutely. Level 19 was a very clear go level here. So we got Beef heading towards this red dragon now. Still has a ton of resources in tow. We'll see if he tries to stop spell or just murderize it like the other two have so far. Looks like we're going for the murderize. Now he does throw out that stop spell, and there's the heal more on the back end. That's funny.
I never saw the heal more.
Yeah, that snuck in on a few people here. It was pretty funny. He 75% heal more too. Wow. With that, Dean, we do have today's second place winner, Ziggy, joining us in the booth. GG, Ziggy, how you feeling?
Before anything, Edge, 10 minutes win. But, well played, man. You completely destroyed the seed. Impressive. I'm gonna start with that. When he finished, I went like, wait, I think he found the grind that I didn't. But yeah, I mean, low HP, and I really couldn't find the grind. I tried a little bit too hard on red dragons, but I don't think that's why I lost by 10 minutes. I really don't think.
I will say this. You guys were within about 500-600 experience of each other. The big difference was you never went through the swamp cave to the second continent until the very end, where Edge went down to the Vanilla Jerk location, got his rainbow, and found some beautiful enemies down there, including, I believe it was a 166 experience wizard, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, I haven't seen these. Only in Sherlock, and I was running away from them.
Yeah, once that grind started, that's when we saw the big separation experience. But don't let that just be the difference here. Edge took a look in the top of Sherlock and ultimately started diving early and just happened to get to level 19 and enough resources and MP in the tank to be able to just complete the dive at that moment.
Well, that's impressive then. Well played. And Beef just finished.
Yeah, I was going to say, meanwhile, we got Beef Supreme TV coming in third place today. Official time of 1:01:48. Get those GGs out in chat for Beef. Unfortunately, with the 2 points here, going to be eliminated from tournament play, but very, very well raced from him today.
Yeah, there was a short while where Ziggy and Beef, both of you were pretty much at the same point. You had the same experience, approximately the same experience point. You had the same gear or so, and heading in the same directions. So it was not an easy race to say who was gonna win. So GG, Ziggy, and Edge, of course.
So Ziggy, let me ask you this, because I think it even threw me off. When you got down to the Vanilla Cantlin location and find Tablet with that key at the bottom, what was your thoughts at that moment?
I was hoping Rimmildar was very, very far away. Or very, very difficult to hit, because I went like, oh my god, I might be the first one to get these. Turns out Rimmildar was kind of far away. You had to go through swamp to find it. But other than that, there was really nothing on the west side of the map. So someone that just went to the right immediately could have found everything immediately. instead of going to the left.
Yeah, I mean, to the right definitely would get you your harp. The problem is the key was necessary to get to the sword. And ultimately, that was the only loose key, and there was no key town on Continent 1. But get those GGs out for Vennicus. He is completely successfully dominated that Dragon Lord. Going to finish 4th today, but he did finish in the time of 103.33. Meanwhile, we did have today's 3rd place winner join us, BeefSupremeTV. GG, sir. How you feeling?
Hey everybody, and yeah, GG's everybody else. I needed at least 2nd to even have a chance. So the 3rd place finish is a bit of a disappointment, but I'm glad to give my points up to Edge and Ziggy here. GG's.
GG's, man. What a well-run race for you guys and for everybody, because this was insanity. Like, all of this just happened to fall right in everybody's lap real quick, and I felt really behind super early.
That was kind of a hard
Yeah,
start, though. There was kind of nothing to grind at the beginning.
Yeah, as I've been saying to the others, all 4 of you did exactly the same thing. Just stayed there grinding those terrible early game enemies through level 6, and then that's when all the exploration and shenanigans started up. But so Beef, let me ask you, as you went through and you were trying to figure out grinds, we saw everybody hit different grinds, and you were in the map or the swamp cave there grinding on those enemies, including that stone man that would show up periodically. Was that the ultimate place that you found, or just couldn't figure out anything better, just out of curiosity?
Yeah, I don't remember seeing any zone that was as good as that swamp cave. Just and there might have been, and I just didn't catch it, because I know there were a few enemies that off the start were taking me down, and I don't think I ended up going back and trying to fight them and seeing if they were worth it. But I'd be interested to hear what everybody else was grinding at, because yeah, I just thought those stone men down there and everything else was worth at least like 80-90 XP, and they were one-shot kills, so it seemed quick enough. I'd be curious where everybody else was grinding.
I took a grind just south of Rainbow Drop Cave with Wizards and Green Dragons, both dropping 166 and 125 the whole way.
Yeah, I think.
Oh no way! I
think he found that one was definitely the best. I think we saw some intermittent red dragon attempts, although the heal more on the back end kind of made them a little annoying. We saw some hills with blue dragons and knights, and Vennicus even found a little zone just east of the swamp exit on the 2nd continent with some stonemen and some ancillary guys hanging out.
Oh, nice. Yeah, it felt like it was going to be a struggle to find the right spot to grind. I think kind of early-ish game on the way to on the way down the western side of the map, there was a spot with some hills there that I was grinding on for a little while, to like in the middle levels. But anything that was later level grinding, the swamp cave just seemed like the place to me. It wasn't really there wasn't really any other place that stood out.
There's another place that one of you grinded, which was very interesting. Our winner Edge went into Sharlock to see what kind of enemies there were, and there were some pretty good enemies to grind. In fact, he intended to grind there for a while and just happened to hit go mode stats with his level 19 and went for it.
I thought about it. I thought about trying Sharlock, but so I tried the Red Dragon for a while, and I got some good luck at the beginning. I got like 5 kills pretty easily, and that really hurt me because I kept thinking, wait, the Red Dragons are not that bad. Why am I getting so unlucky? But turns out they were that bad. I just got lucky at the beginning, and so I kept trying again for the Red Dragons and lost time there. But I found a decent zone close to Tangential, but I was thinking about Sharlock as well for a moment.
And let's introduce our 4th place runner, Vennicus, joining us. GG, very well run. Just a little behind everybody else. How you feel about this race?
It hurt my soul. I just wasn't seeming to get a lot of traction. Besides that stoneman at the end in that like little desert outside of swamp, I thought I was way far behind just because it just seemed like I just couldn't get the right zones for it. But everything else came like super quick, so I assumed I was behind from the start.
No, and I would say that your grind actually helped you catch up tremendously, because you were right. You were definitely behind quite big at certain points, but once you finally found that desert and started getting into those stonemen, you were catching up decently there. Unfortunately, the gap was just a little too big to make the big jump there, at least to catch up the second. Edge just had a phenomenal finish, as evidenced by the big disparity in times.
When I jumped into mountain first and saw the armor there right away, I was pretty sure I was behind, because I just stuck around and grinded in that little tiny zone for far too long.
Same.
Yeah, the armor was a
I was just scraping
little
by
hard to
when
get
I
to.
did that.
Sorry about that. No, I was going to say the armor was a little hard to get to. We saw multiple people die. Blue dragons, golems on the way in. Once you were in, you had stonemen and some other enemies as well. So it wasn't exactly free to get to.
Now is it's do or die for placements next week.
Yeah, so recap of where we're standing right now. Both Ziggy and Edge at 14, guarantee at minimum a play-in or into the playoffs if there is not a tiebreaker seed needed. Vennicus, you definitely need a W next week at the 11 points right now. Beef, as noted, down at 8.5, but some well-run races just coming up on the short end of it.
Yeah, thanks. I'm I'm happy with how I've done. Just a little bit short of the playoffs this year. Next year will be it.
Very, very nice. Well, does anybody have any final thoughts on this one or week 5 as we're looking to our next race starting here in about 20 minutes?
My final thoughts are everything as usual. Thanks to everybody behind the scenes who put this on. Thanks to my other 3 competitors. This was such an amazing race against 3 amazing runners. So I'm absolutely excited to have been able to run this.
Yeah, I'd like to say the same. Like, everyone is always available to do these races for us and for all of us to put on a show. I know in Ziggy's chat every now and then there was a little bit of smack talk between all of us, so this is like a super fun group to run with, and hopefully we get to see some of them in the playoffs and go deep.
I mean, I'm looking at it, and I guess, Edge, we're going to see each other next week as well.
That is the consensus I keep hearing.
And also for next week, who's ready for more stair shuffle?
I am. I love the Advent Standard flag set. It's really, really fun.
No, I'll agree with that as well. It's even more fun. I did a practice seed earlier, and you start with hurt and hurt more at level 1. You don't even have to worry about that heal hurt before more. But no, let's get this together since we do have another one coming up here soon. We have a vodcast. We had a couple races have to be done asynchronous because of some scheduling conflicts, but we have a vodcast of the Group 5 group coming up here in about 15-20 minutes. That's the Seawolf 1, Sandcraft 05, Bob Pineapple MD, and Sausage Link. So definitely stay tuned there. As Aaron has noted in chat, we could use a little help with comms if you want to sit here and talk for a little bit. It's as easy as pressing a button and opening your mouth, so don't hesitate to join in. Any final thoughts on this one today, Juve, before we wrap it up?
Not really. I think you've covered it all, but I really want to thank and congratulate our runners again. This was a beautiful race from all 4 of you. It could have been either way. It was really fun to watch, and I hope everybody had a great time watching.
No, absolutely agree. Well, thank you very much, everybody. And for our restreamer, Camion Renikai, for our trackers, Beta Strip and RG365, and my co-commentator, Juf, as DK9146, stay tuned. We have another one coming up in about 15. Take care.